Okay, so get this, right? Today, we're doing a deep dive into, Merritt Greenberg,
Okay.
who was like a beauty queen.
Right.
And now she's this advocate for women's health.
Yeah.
And it's like such a wild ride, her story.
No, it is really interesting to see that, like, strength can come from really unexpected places, right?
Totally.
And we often associate beauty queens with just that beauty.
Yeah, yeah.
But her journey, it really, like, flips that whole script on its head?
Totally. And shows what, like, true strength can really look like.
Totally.
Yeah. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was how, like, her whole thing with breast cancer is like she put it off right
Yeah.
for 3 years.
Wow.
And it became this whole turning point.
Right.
And it's so easy to be like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to push it off.
Yeah,
I'm
busy.
busy. Life's crazy.
Right, exactly.
But then, like, hearing her talk about it
Yeah.
and, like, how much she, like, regretted it.
Oh, wow.
It was like a huge wake-up call, I feel like,
Yeah.
for, like, me and I think anybody listening to this.
Right. And just, like, even her being open about the regret is, like, huge in itself.
Totally.
Like, we
It is really
can't,
good time.
we don't have time to ignore that,
Right.
right? Like, it's just not worth it.
And she doesn't, like, dwell on the regret, though.
Right.
She, like, takes that and just goes full force with it,
Totally. Yeah.
Like, did you read that thing about how she booked a mammogram for a woman
I did.
at a nail salon
Yeah, that's amazing.
who was just like, oh, yeah, I have a lump?
I know, isn't that wild?
That's, like, next level.
Yeah, like, that's how you know.
Wow.
She's not just talking the talk.
Yeah, she's walking the walk, for sure.
She's about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and, like, it just shows that she's not just, like, awareness. Like,
No.
she wants people to actually do something.
Totally.
It's one thing to, like, talk about it,
Yeah.
but it's another to, like, empower women to, like, actually take control of
Yeah.
their health, which is,
And she's not, like, sugarcoating it either.
Yeah.
Like, she's really out there, like, talking about
right.
how intense the treatment is. She
Yeah.
called it poison,
Mm-hmm.
which is, like, very direct.
It's very real.
Yeah.
It's real, and I think that's why it resonates so much,
Totally.
She's honest about it.
Yeah.
And people, I think they connect with that more. Yeah.
Than someone who's, like, trying to, like,
Yeah, totally sugarcoated or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes her, like, someone you can relate to.
Yeah.
Because she's been through this really intense thing.
Oh, really?
But she's, like, really real about it,
And it's that honesty, that being vulnerable
Yeah,
that makes her message, like, even more powerful.
totally. It's
Yeah.
like, she's right there with you.
Exactly.
It's not like, she's this person who's untouchable. Like, she's figuring it out, too,
Yeah, we're all figuring it out.
Totally.
And that's okay to say that.
Totally. Yeah. And I think that, it makes people feel less alone.
Totally. Yeah. And that brings us to one of the other things I thought was really cool about what she does is
Yeah.
like the self-examination piece. Like
Yeah.
she's really about that.
Yeah.
It's like take ownership,
Yeah, totally. It's your body.
Yeah.
You got to know, like, what's going on. And she's out there actually teaching women how to do that,
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Like she's really giving them the tools,
Totally.
And one other thing that I thought was interesting, like going beyond just the physical stuff,
Yeah.
was like how her marriage was
Yes.
affected.
Right.
They like renewed their vows. Did you see that?
I know. Isn't that amazing?
It's like to go through something so intense
Totally.
and come out like stronger.
I know.
That's like next level.
It really makes you think about, like, what is it? Like, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
I want that,
It makes you think about like your own relationships,
Totally. And, like, who you're showing up for and how,
Yeah, yeah, totally.
And, like, who's showing up for you,
Yeah, for sure.
And the article didn't, like, go into detail about how they, like, navigated that whole thing.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they renewed their vows,
Yeah,
it speaks volumes, I think.
Totally.
About, like,
Yeah.
what they have.
yeah, and we don't always get to see that.
Right. Exactly.
How people deal with these things
Totally.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. And speaking of, like, support systems, they
Yeah.
talked about, like, her friend who passed away.
Oh, right. Yeah, Merritt.
Merritt. Yeah.
It's like she's celebrating this thing,
Right.
but she's also like carrying that.
Totally. Yeah. And that really resonated with me, too, because I was like,
Just a lot.
it's like, how do you, it would be so easy to just, like, let
That-
that
yeah,
take over.
yeah.
But, like, she uses it,
Yeah.
to, like, propel her forward, which I think is really
It's like she's carrying on like her friend's like memory
total.
in a way,
100%. And that speaks to, like, her resilience, I think. Like, she's really,
Yeah, she's amazing.
yeah, it's like they said she called cancer her uninvited teacher,
Oh, I love that.
which is such a good, I think, analogy.
Because it's true. It's like life throws these things at us, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I guess I have to learn now, you know? I didn't sign up for this class, but I'm here. You're in it now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I think, like, that's what's so powerful about her story is that, she talks about, like, the really hard days.
Yeah.
The days when it's, like, really hard to, like, get out of bed, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she like owns that, which is cool.
Totally. And
Wow.
it's that realness, I think, that makes it relatable. Because she's not saying, like, oh, I'm cured and you will be too. It's
Yeah.
more like, this is really hard.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say that,
Yeah.
but also you can get through it.
Yeah. There's like, I don't know, like a rawness there
Totally.
that you don't always see, you know?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, what's so inspiring about this is that she's not just surviving cancer.
Mhm.
She's, like, surviving life,
Yeah.
Totally.
And she's using that experience to like do something,
Yeah. And it's like, we can all, like, learn from that,
And
right?
totally, 100%. Yeah, like think about what you're going through and like who you can help, you know?
Totally. And, like, how can we be a little more intentional with, how we live our lives?
Totally. And like not take anything for granted.
Yeah, be present.
Be present, exactly.
Well, this has been great.
Yeah.
I always, like, get so much out of these deep dives.
Me too.
It's like, you read these things, but to, like, actually talk about them with someone.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like a whole other level.
It makes it real.
And I really hope that people listening,
Yeah.
they feel that too, and that they feel like they can take something away from it.
Yeah, I think they will for sure.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Totally.
Well, on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up here.
Okay, sounds good.
But thanks for, diving into this with me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
And for everyone listening, check in on yourself, check in with your people,
Yes.
and we'll catch you next time.